Hello students, myself Professor N.S. Pathwar, Assistant Professor, Department of Agriculture Botany, KKO College of Agriculture, Nasik. So today we discuss about the topic source-sink relationship. So this is topic is under the heading of translocation of organic solutes. So on this topic there are in the examination the question will be asked on the short notes. Okay. So firstly we discuss about the what is the meaning of source. So it is the regions of photoassimilates production where these photoassimilates what we call as carbohydrates they are produced. Then this is the region actually from this there is the export of photoassimilates means whatever that photoassimilates they are exports from this region. So that's why it is also called as a source. Then this source is a chlorophyllous tissue means these particular source organs they are chlorophylls. Chlorophylous tissue means they are having a chloroform, chlorophyll for the process of photosynthesis. Then what are the examples of this source? That is leaves, stipules, fruit ball, young stem, pedicel, awns, peduncle, calyx, bracts. So etc. They are acts as a source. So source is nothing but it is the regions of photoassimilates production that is we call as a photosynthesis. Then from this region there is the export of photoassimilates. Photoassimilates means it is nothing but a carbohydrates or glucose or starch which are synthesized in the process of photosynthesis. Then next is the sink. So what is the meaning of sinks? The sinks means it is the region of photoassimilates consumption. So in the source there is a photoassimilates production, but sink is the regions of photoassimilates where the consumption of these photoassimilates is occur. So and imports of photoassimilates where in this region sink region there is imports of photoassimilates from the source. From source there is export and in a sink there is the import of these photoassimilates, and particularly these sinks are nothing but the growing regions of the plant. For example, root region, growing apical meristems, young leaves. So these are called as a growing regions. Then the sink are also called as a storage organs, that is fruit and seeds and grains where these photoassemblies they are stored. So this is about the sink. So this is the in the figure we easily understand what is the source and sink. So this is the plant. So this is the that is leaves, that is we call as a source where they are uh, synthesize the that is we call as a photoassimilates or glucose and carbohydrates they are synthesized here, and from this they are exported these assimilates toward the region that is we call as a sink region. So here there is a production, so that's it is called as a source, and here there is utilization there is called as a or consumption is called as a sink. Sink means that is growing regions. First example, that is young leaves, growing apical meristems, these are the sinks. And another sink, that is the roots, that is where these also they are roots are also called as the growing regions, that is newly formed roots, so also they require the food. So from source there is a transportation or there is a export of these process assimilates towards the sink organs and towards the growing region. So this is the source and this is the sink. So here there is a internal arrangement of cell is given. So as we know that this is the cuticle, this is epidermis, and this is mesophyll cell. And next to this mesophyll cell there is a phloem. So whatever that sink organ which are produced, this sinks organs receives this whatever we called as a source, that is we call as a glucose. From this from this source they are received the sink, and they are particularly they are transported to through the system. That system is called as phloem system. So whatever the photoassimilated they are transported from source to sink via this phloem. Okay. So this is the that is the relationship between that is the source and the sink. So we understand that is what the source means. Source means the regions where these photoassimilated they are synthesized, they are produced, and particularly these are the regions where they particularly they are a chlorophyllous region, particularly they are able to photosynthesize, and sinks are the organs, particularly growing regions, fruits, and storage organs or the roots where these photoassimilates they are consumed, or that is we call it they are imported in the sink. Then What are the sink regions of utilization or storage, and source is called as the regions of supply. So here we understand easily that is the when there is a process of photosynthesis they are occurs in the leaves by the by carbon dioxide and light. There is a process of photosynthesis and there is a formation of sugar in the leaves. From this leaves the sugar is transported to the growing region, that is we call as young leaves or apical meristems, that is we call as a sink. So here there is a high pressure, means high pressure of that is sugar, and here there is low sugar. So from there is always movement from high concentration towards the low concentration, or high pressure towards the low pressure. Here there is only that is the we call as the sugar is synthesized in more amount, but here there is no any synthesis of sugar and water. So whatever that photosynthetes, or we call as assimilates, which are synthesized in this leaves, they are transported towards the sink, that is the movement of that is photoassimilates from source towards the sink organ. Then how these they are transported from source towards the sink. So we know that this is particularly called as a source region, where this sugar is actively transported into the sieve tubes members of the phloem, and water flows by the osmosis. So here there is we call as this is the sugar molecules which are produced by this particularly source organ, that is leaves, and this particularly sugar they are transported into a phloem, and in when they are transported into phloem they are mixed with the water which are flows through the process of osmosis. Okay, and where they are flowing toward the region that is we call it the sink region, where this is sink means that is storage organ. So it is an example of that is beetroot. This is the source and this is the sink which are underground. So sugars which are synthesized by this leaves, they are transported toward the sink, that is we call as a storage, that is fruits, and sugar is unloaded at the sink, and water returns to the source via the xylem. So whatever the water which are mixed with this phloem, they are storage in the sink, and whatever the water they are remain, they are again moves through xylem towards the upward region. So likewise, there is a movement of waters towards the upward region and the movements of sugars toward the downward side, where these photoassimilates, or we call it as sugar, they are utilized. Okay, so red indicates this is the sugar and blue is indicate the water. So water is moves through xylem and sugar is moves through the phloem CO2. So this is the source and sink. This is called as a source cell and this is the sink cell. So this is the representation of the movement of that photoassimilates from source to sink via phloem CO2. Then what are the different source strength? So how what are the different strength of source? So source strength is nothing but a source size into source activity. Source size means that is the size of leaf, and source activity means that what is the activity of that leaves, that is we call as a photosynthesis. If leaves area is maximum and they are photosynthesized, then the source strength become more. Then second strength of this source is that is difference in CO2 fixation, that is Rubisco and PEP carboxylase. So we know that there are C3 and C4 plant, and we know that in the C3 there is a Rubisco enzyme. They are particularly they are for the use in the Calvin cycle, and in particularly in C4 cycle there is a use of PEP carboxylase. So difference in CO2 fixation also they are determine the source strength. So that's why C4 plants are more effective than the C3 plant in utilization of carbon dioxide. Then next source strength is the leaf characteristics, that is the size of the leaf, thickness of the leaf, mesophyll mesophyll cell size, then compactation and vascular bundle. So these are the leaf characteristics, and we know that particularly in C4 plant, the whatever the thickness, they are cuticle, they are thick, mesophyll cell size, and they are compact with this bundle cell on the vascular bundle. So that's why they are maximum they can conserve the carbon dioxide in their tissues and avoid to accumulate the oxygen in their tissues. So that's why the leaf characteristics determine also the source strength. Then carrying capacity of sieve element, That is whatever that sieve elements which are carry these photoassimilates, or we call as a sugar, from source toward the sink. So that carrying capacity of sieve elements also determine the source strength, that is the temperature, water, nutrients and hormones. So these are called as a, that is sieve elements which are necessary for the translocation of sugar from source towards the sink. Then what are the sink strength? So sink strength include, that is sink size and sink activity. So sink size means, that is for example, that is the fruit region or the seed region. The size of seed is more than the, that is maximum photoassemblies they are stored. And sink activity means that the maximum they are imported and maximum they are stored in that place. So that is we call as a sink activity, means proper utilization of these photoassimilates and maximum storage of these photoassimilates is called as a sink activity. Then potential activity of the sink to accumulate the assimilates. So main activity of the sink is to maximum store the, that photoassimilates which are translocated from the source organ. The next trend, that is competition among the different sink. So we know that there are different sink, that is the growing region, young leaves, roots and fruits and grains. So they are different sinks. So competition among the different sinks, they are determine their strength, how efficiently they are stores the photoassimilates in their parts. So that competition determine the strength of the sink. Then what is the interaction between the source and sink? So how this interaction, they can be favor for the yield of a crop or for the maximum development of that crop. So that is first interaction characteristic, that is source sink equilibrium. So we know that if the source is maximum, that is maximum leaves are present for the photosynthesis, so that time there is also a maximum availability of sink to store these produced assimilates. If the source is more but sinks is unable to store these photoassimilates, then there is no any proper equilibrium between source and sink. So source and sink equilibrium is most important. Then second, that is characteristic, that is small surplus source for the stress. So this is the important interaction characteristics, because there is sometimes there is a stress there occurs in case of the plant. For that, there is a surplus source availability is important in order to react with that stress. Then high source size during sink differentiation. So whenever there is a size of that source is high, when there is a development of sink organ, with they determine the proper interaction between source and sink. That is high source size means that if leaves development is completed, at that time the whatever that plant starts their reproductive growth, that is flowers and pod formation. So at that time the sink is differentiated into different organs. So at that time the size of this source should be high. Then improve strength by activity. So this source activity, the source strength can be increased by the activity of photosynthesis and the transportation through the translocation of this produced sugars from source toward the sink. So this activity should be uh, increased, and then there is a proper interaction between source and sink. Then synchrony of sink organ development means whatever that sink organs they are developed, there should be synchronous development in that parts. If this all these things they are developed at a time, then there is very difficult to allocate the sugar or that we call as a photo assimilates in each and every sink. So if the sink is development is synchronous, means for example on first day there are two pods are there, on second and third day there is then after two pods. So likewise there is a synchronous development of organ, they can efficiently stores the that is we call as a photoassimilate. So that's why synchrony of sink organ development is also a characteristic between the sink source and sink interaction. Then increased HI means that is the harvest index is reached, that is increased DMA, that is dry matter accumulation. So if this harvest index is increased, that means that maximum dry matter is accumulated in the sink region or the region where this sink they are, whatever the photoassimilates they are utilized. And Last one, that is the reduce photorespiration in C3 plant. If the source sink interaction is proper, then there should be a reduction in the photorespiration in C3 plant, because in C3 plant photorespiration is the major difficulty to improve this source sink interaction. Then this is the representation of how this source and sink activity they are occurs. So we know that there is an environment, and through this environment that source they get the light and carbon dioxide. By utilizing this light and carbon dioxide in presence of temperature, moisture and nutrients, the source become they can be produce the photoassimilate that we called as a carbohydrates, we called as a starch, and this activity is called as a photosynthesis activity. Okay, and then whatever these photoassimilates which are produced, they are loading in the sink, uh, loading in the that is transport mechanism, that is we call as a phloem C2. This transport is nothing but a phloem system, and then this whatever the photoassimilates which are produced through this photosynthesis, they are loaded into that sieve tube, and where they are transported and they are unloading at the sink region, that is we call as a sink region. And this what is the sink activity? Sink activity is nothing but a growth and storage. So if this is a apical region, then they are developed into a different organs or newly formed organs. And what is the second activity? Storage, mean that is for example fruit, grains, and underground storage, that is tubers and that is the rhizomes. Then the sink activity, that is the storage. Whatever the photo assimilates which are transported from this source, they are utilized here sink. So growth and storage is the major activity of this sink organ. And where these photo assimilates they are utilized, it is called as unloading. That is called as a phloem loading. That is they are loaded in the phloem, and here they are utilized, it is called as unloading of the phloem. And how they are achieve this sink activity? By the metabolism process that we call as a respiration process. There is a growth is occurs, and different types of the resources they are used for this to develop this particular plant organ. So this is the interaction, and this is the activity of source activity and the sink activity, and whatever they are environment they are involved in this source and sink activity. Then the scientist Evans in 1983, they are producing some observations on the basis of that how this source and sink interaction, or this how source and sink relationship they can be improved. So first they are reported that reduced growth of non-harvestable organ. So this particularly characteristic they are reduce the sink source sink relationship, that is reduced growth of non-harvestable organ. So whatever the organ they are non-harvestable, but their growth is reduced. So that particular that if they affect the sourcing relationship. Then prolonged faster storage. So whatever that storage they if they are prolonged, then there should be a improper source sink relationship. Then enhanced competition of storage organ. So if this competition is enhanced between these storage organ, then there should be a, that is the imbalance in the source and sink equilibrium. Then enhanced competition of regulatory process. So this regulatory process they are enhanced, then there should be a proper relationship between the source and sink. Then reduced stem weight and height. So why this reduced stem and height? In order to that is the that is we call it the distance of translocation. So due to this reduced stem weight and height, so decrease in height means that the distance for translocation is reduced, and in order to that efficient translocation there occurs. Then reduced root weight with adequate nutrient and water. So if this root weight is reduced, because this root is also a sink organ, so the maximum sink they are utilized for to storage of grain and seed. So here there is a reduced growth, means that whatever the photoassimilation required for this growth they are reduced, and adequate nutrient and water. Then improved agronomic support, that is the if their plant is affected with biotic and abiotic stresses, then definitely there is a source sink relationship will be hampered. Then hormonal regulation. So different hormones they are plays very important role to improve the source and sink strength. So this hormonally regulation is also important. Then developmental plasticity. So this is called as a small surplus source for the stress. That is we called as a developmental plasticity. It means plant is not directly suppress the growth due to the stress. They are having some developmental plasticity in that plant. For that purpose, there is a small surplus source is developed for this stress situation. Then what is the efficient system for the source and sink relationship? So quick transport of photoassemblage to avoid end product inhibition. So whatever that photoassemblates which are produced in the source region, they are quickly exported towards the sink region in order to avoid the end product inhibition. Whatever that glucose which are produced in the photosynthesis, if they are not translocated from the source region, so that's why there is a inhibition of that photosynthesis. Then next, that is efficient root system. So this efficient root system is important for the efficient utilization of assimilates and also the efficient transport of the nutrients and the waters towards the sink source organ. Then next is the more photosynthetic rate. So if this photosynthetic rate is more, means that maximum photoassimilates they are produced and they are ready for the translocation from the source region. So that's why more photosynthetic rate is a efficient system. Then optimum LAI. LAI means that is the leaf area index. So the formula of leaf area index, that is the uh, leaf area divided by land area. Land area means that is the spacing region. So from that unit land area, how much that plant they produce the leaf, that is you call as LAI. So in the initial development, the LAI should be 4 to 6. If this LAI in optimum, then there should be a proper translocation of photoassimilates from the source towards the sink. And lastly, that is the high photosynthetic rate and high DMA, that is dry matter accumulation. So with a high rate of photosynthesis, there should be a balance with that whatever the dry matter produces, they will be accumulated at the region where they are utilized, that is particularly in the sink region. Then the Blackmans, they are giving this some limiting factors, law of limiting factors which affect this source and sink relationship. So first, that is a process is controlled by several factors. So this source and sink relationship, that is source factor and sink factor, both these factor they and the process in between that source and sink relationship, that is the photosynthesis, they can be affected or controlled by the several factors. So that's why it should be that is not possible to control one factor, so it will be improved. So a process is controlled by the several factors. Then the phase of the process is limited by slowest factor. So that is whatever the plaster they are become slowest, so that particular phase of that process is limited by that factor. So that's why there should be some limitations. Then compensation mechanism working under canopy level. So whatever that compensation mechanism means, whatever that we called as a carbon dioxide compensation, or that is we called as a light compensation. So whatever that compensation mechanism, they are working under that canopy, means that whatever the structure of that plant, they are occurs in under that canopy level. So that's why this is particularly limiting factor to improve the source and sink relationship. Then dry matter accumulation. So dry matter accumulation is the important factor for to improve the source and sink relationship, and this particularly depend upon the factor that is we call as G into E interaction. G means that is genotype, E means environment. If these genotypes they are interact properly with the environment, then there should be a maximum accumulation of dry matter at the sink region. So G into V interaction is very important. Then nutrients is second important. Whatever that nutrients which are required by the plant for their growth and development, and particularly the photosynthesis process, they should be provided. Then carbon dioxide fixation rate, that is the C3 and C4 pathway. Then photorespiration, if photorespiration absent, then there should be a maximum dry matter accumulation. If photorespiration is present, then they affect the dry matter accumulation process. Then vascular network, that is the phloem development, phloem sieve tube development, and phloem connection from source towards the sink. So that vascular network also affect the source and sink relationship. Then LAI means that is the leaf area index. We also means we already discussed that is the LAI should be in optimum, that is 4 to 6. Then LED means leaf area duration. So that is the what is the functionality of that leaf to produce the photoassimilates or to produce the sugar, that is we called as that functional days is called as a leaf area duration. They also determine the source and sink relationship. So source and sink limiting conditions, they are also particularly affect the source and sink relationship. That is we also discussed that is the Blackman's limiting factors. They also affect this relationship. And then root shoot balance. So whatever that root and shoots balance, they are also determined what is the distance of translocation. If whatever the root system there goes into the soil, so same length is above the soil, then there should be a maximum distance should be traveled by that nutrients, waters, and other things to reach to the source organ. So they are also determine the or also affect the source and sink relationship. So there is the equation is here given, that is economic yield is nothing but a biological yield into harvest index. And harvest index formula that is yield, economical yield divided by biological yield into 100. So this particularly economic yield is depend upon that how much is the biological yield and how much they can be allocated to this biological yield to this economical yield. So economical yield is totally depend upon the what is the biological yield which are produced by that plant, and how this produced dry matter and how they are accumulated to this economic part, that is we call as the economic yield. So harvest index is nothing but a economic yield divided by biological yield into 100. So how much percent is accumulated at this economic part, so it determine the efficiency of translocation, or it determine the how much dry matter is accumulated at the sink, or it determine how the sink activity is maximum to store these accumulates. So this is about the dry matter accumulation and the source sink relationship. Then what are the different things we do in order to increase this, improve the harvest index? So harvest index is the indication of that allocation of that dry matters towards the economic parts. So how we can improve this allocation of these photoassimilates or sugar or dry matter into economic part? So firstly, that is the increase the biomass production. So we know that whatever that accumulated or stored in the sink, they are already synthesized in the source region. So in order to increase the accumulation, there should be a increase in that production. So increase the biomass production, that is to improve the dry matter accumulation. So that's why increased biomass production is the first uh, thing. Second, that is synchronize the development of reproductive organs. So whatever the reproductive organ, that is we call as a flowers, fruits, grains, so they should be in synchronized manner. That means that they are not mature, they are not developed at the same time, they are not produced at the same time. There should be some synchrony in their development. Then reproductively determinate. So reproductively determinate, that means that whatever that once the economics, that is flower is produced, so after the formation of that flower, there should be not further production of the flower. Means that once the flower is produced, once they are the plant flower, then there is no any further flowering in that plant after this some specific day. That is we call as reproductively determinate. Means once they are formed, so there is a once in their life cycle they are flower, so there should be a maximum accumulation of that dry matter at that region. Then next, that is the high source strength at the time of sink differentiation. So if this source strength is maximum at this sink differentiation, so there is a maximum that is time is available for the source to accumulate in the uh, sink region. Then reduced growth of non-harvestable organs. So whatever that part which are non-harvestable, so there should be reduce in their growth with the development of that plant. If that growth is more, then definitely it affects the accumulation at the economic parts. Then reduce the leaf growth at reproductive stage with high LAD. So if this leaf growth is reduced and at reproductive stage with high LED means that whatever that leaf present, they should be having maximum efficiency to produce the photoassimilates, and they are translocated toward the sink region, but at reduced leaf growth. Okay, so that is we call as the increase in leaf area duration, but the leaf growth is reduced at a reproductive stage. Then optimum LAI and already and early peak LAI. So there should be optimum LAI and there should be not early peak LAI. So LAI should not be more in the early stage of development, and there should be optimum LAI during the growth and development of the plant. Then more prolonged and faster storage, enhanced competitiveness among the storage organs. So that whatever that prolonged and faster storage means maximum storage should be there in the that particularly sink organs. So it enhance the competitiveness among all the storage organ. Then high photosynthetic rate, because this photosynthesis is the process through which these different photoassimilates they are produced and they are translocated from source to sink. So maximum photosynthesis required. Then improved HI by increased size and number of sinks organs. So if harvest index should be improved, then whatever the size of that sink and number of that sink should be more. If the sink number is more, if size is more, then definitely maximum dry matter is allocated or they are accumulated at this sink region, which ultimately increase the harvest index and ultimately increase the yield of a crop. Then decline in duration of vegetative growth and increase in duration of reproductive growth. So whatever the duration of vegetative growth should be decreased or decline and increase in the duration of reproductive growth. We know that the accumulation of dry matter is occurs in the reproductive phase. So duration of vegetative growth should be declined in order to that whatever the that source which are produced the photoassimilates, they are stored maximally into sink region during the reproductive growth of that plant. So these are the different things which are important for to improve the harvest index. Okay, so all these about the source and sink relationship. Then what are the limitations for the to improve this source and sink relationship? So for the source, there are limitation of the crop, that is the wheat, rice, pulses, and oil seeds. These are some limitations. Why there are limitations? Because we know that wheat and rice, there is a the source size should not be increased at particular level. That is that is minimum number of leaves are there, but the sink size is more. So there is a limitation of source in this particular crop, that is wheat and rice. In pulses also there is a size of leaf is very small. In oil seeds also the size of source is very small as compared to the number and size of the sinks. Then what are the sink limitations? So in the sink, that is the bajra and ragi, they are the sink limitations. So you know that in the bajra, the number of that is the grains per year here, that is the we call as the grain filling is failure because of high number of sink, and there is a lesser number of source activity. So that's why there is a limitations in bajra and ragi. And third, that is the what is the limitation for the transport, that is in sorghum and maize, that is the green leaf at harvest, sometimes they can be difficult to transport the photoassimilates from source towards the sink, because if this green leaf is developed at harvest means that and it utilizes the photoassimilates which are produced by the source. So that's why minimum is translocated towards the grain, that is we call as a sorghum grain and maize grain. So this is the that is the limitation. And second, that is the senescence of phloem parenchyma. So what is that phloem parenchyma? This is the important tissue for transport. If they are senescent, senescent means they can be matured. So that's why the transport mechanism is they can be stopped. So these are the some limitations for sourcing and for the transport of these photoassimilates from source towards the sinks. Then what are the sink limitations? So sink limitations, they are only the late anthesis, so long vegetative phase. That is the due to this long vegetative phase, the whatever the organs which are developed through this particularly late anthesis, they can be uh, uh, whatever the anthesis process, they can be prolonged due to the process of these things. Then indeterminate, that is indeterminate, that is vegetative and reproductive growth, both these growth they are simultaneously occur. So that's why the photoassimilates, they are unable to store these photosynthetes, or that is we call as a dry matter at the sink region. So that's why indeterminate growth, that is vegetative and reproductive growth simultaneously, and the late anthesis, that is long vegetative phase. So they are particularly the sink limitations. Then vegetative growth at reproductive phase. So whatever the vegetative growth which are occurs at a reproductive phase, this is also a one of the limitations. Then less sink number and size. If this sink number, since size and number is less, then which will be affect the, that is the process of accumulation of dry matter. Then hormonal imbalance. So sometimes this hormonal imbalance there occurs in the plant. So in order to that, this hormonal imbalance, they can affect the uh, translocation of photoassimilates from source towards the sink, or sometimes it affect the growth of source and growth of sink. Then any trace, that is the biotic or abiotic trace which affect this sink development. And multi-sink demand. So that is the nodule supply, that is this 27 20, nodule supply 25 to 75% of the nitrogen demand. So this multi-sink demand, they are important for this process of this to improve the source sink relationship. So multi-sink demand is also reduce the sink uh, growth. Then what are the source limitations? So source limitations are the low canopy photosynthesis. Then if this canopy is from that they whatever the leaves they are developed, if they are having a low photosynthesis, then particularly they affect the process of synthesis of photoassimilates. Then low optimum LAI. So this low optimum LAI should not be maintained sometime due to high vegetative growth. Then slow peak LAI, that is lag vegetative phase. Then low LED at filling. So if leaf area duration is reduced at the grain filling or pod filling stage, so it definitely it affect the, that is the sink growth. And early leaf senescence. So due to this early leaf senescence, means their source organs, they are not photosynthesized properly and they matured before their growth. So that's why it is called as early leaf senescence. So this unable to photosynthesize. And particularly the trace, particularly the nutrients and water trace, they can affect the source development. Then what are the different plant growth regulators which are useful for this to improve this source and sink relationship? So ABA inhibits the sucrose uptake in source, that is particularly when this particularly source, that is they are transported from source toward the sink. So this particularly is ABS is synthesized in the leaf, so particularly inhibits the uptake of source, that is from source towards the sink. Then auxin promotes the source uptake. If auxin is present in the leaf, then it promotes the source uptake. Then starch accumulation in chloroplast inhibit photosynthesis. If the starch which are produced of this photosynthesis, if they are accumulated in the chloroplast, then they inhibit the process of photosynthesis. Then ABA in leaves causes closure of stomata, that is inhibit CO2 fixation. So this ABA, particularly when they are synthesized in leaves, they are brings about the closure of stomata. So that's why the photosynthesis process is affected by inhibition of CO2 fixation. Then cytokinin delays the senescence of source and sink. So cytokinin, if they are produced in the leaf and in the sink region, so they delay the process of senescence. Then cytokinin in sink increase the photoassimilates import. If the cytokinin is present in the sink organ, so they promote to store maximum photoassimilates or to import maximum photoassimilates in the region. And ethylene induce the senescence process. So ethylene and the hormones which induce the senescence process. So senescence of phloem, senescence of leaves, this ethylene they are promote this senescence of these organs. So these are the some plant growth regulators which are uh, uh, affect the source and sink relationship. So all about this source sink relationship, what are the different source strength, sink strength, and what are the different factors which determine the source and sink relationship, then what are the source limitations, sink limitations, and what are the role of PGR in this source sink relationship. So this is about all the topic about the source sink and relationship. So you may have any doubt regarding the topic, so you can ask uh, on WhatsApp or in comments. Okay, thank you.